The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
The web at mbradio.
Welcome to Beyond the Headlines with hosts MJ, H Train, and Terry. Each week we put today's news into perspective. Join us on Facebook, X, YouTube, Roku, and Amazon Fire TV, or anywhere you get your podcast. MBR, giving veterans a voice.
And we're back.
Hello, folks. Hello. Talking about backs. I'm back.
What up, everybody?
Good to be back.
No, I see you in this little corner. What's happening there, little man? You're like in that little corner, like it.
What are you talking about?
You're not quite centered.
Oh,
You're like.
I'm sorry. I didn't have my V8
in the corner. That's like, who puts Joel in the corner?
No one puts Joel in the corner.
That's funny. So you too. How was the cruise?
It was
good.
Yeah,
It
was
good.
really nice weather for the most part. Only rained basically while we were at sea, so that works.
I don't see sunburns, so we actually did our skin good by lotioning up. That's good.
Yes.
Do we have any crab bites or any other type of, aha moments?
No, I don't think so.
No.
We had a cool cruise director, though. He was a lot of fun. Yeah, he made every party a party.
That is awesome. I love hospitality people because you either get them that they're so extreme and you're like, that's what I'm talking about. Or you get them going, can I get the next person for personality?
Right.
And I learned even if it's not a full magazine with bullets, it's with batteries, probably not a good idea to put that in your carry-on baggage.
You'll have to learn the hard way, I guess.
He showed it to me and I'm like, why is he carrying a magazine? And then he's like, no, it's got batteries in it. I was like, oh gosh. I'm like, and they let you through? They didn't stop you? They didn't metal detect you? They didn't pull you to a search room? Like, what's up with that?
Well, as a soldier, always a soldier,
Tracer's like, oh my God, you're like my seventh kid.
Please tell me you didn't talk business on this trip. Please. This was supposed to be for you to relax.
I don't think we talk business too much.
Too much.
We did
no,
a
and I own it
podcast.
was too much. That's you spend too much money to get on there to talk about business.
We did a podcast from the balcony
I did see that.
for like
Yes.
20 minutes.
Yes.
I did see that, but that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was an experience.
It was.
I'm not going to say that it was fun. It was definitely an experience. I think it would have been funner if we had like a subject line or content instead of us just kind of like jibber jabbering. But
Yeah, we were
that's
random.
just my point.
It was a Seinfeld episode off the balcony. It's all good. We're just taking account of where we're at, taking account of making
that's
memories with MBR. That's what we're doing.
Well, I know Joel had a blast handing out ducks. I know that.
Hell yeah, I did.
I'm surprised he didn't dump them all in the pool going, ducks, go ahead, go swim, go swim.
I almost did. I almost did.
Forget the pool sign that says, please, no chairs, toys, or other personal objects in the pool.
Yeah, there weren't too many kids on board. There were kids, but there weren't a ton of them, I don't think.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, because it's like middle school year kind of thing. So unless they were like homeschooled or something, I don't think too many of them could have taken off right then.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. So Tracer, I see all these beautiful people you have lined up. What's this next guy that you have here?
Mike Smith is next. He's tomorrow. And he, oh my goodness, he has such an incredible story. Gave me goosebumps reading about it. I was like, I don't even know how to start unpacking everything he has been through. He went from being a soldier to being homeless to being addicted to different substances and having mental breakdowns and then coming out on the other side of it. And he's standing tall to tell about it, but it's quite an amazing story. So I think anybody that listens tomorrow is probably going to hear a lot of things that surprise them. And just his resilience to all this stuff is amazing. Like, I don't know how he's still here.
Because the strong survive, baby girl. Strong
Oh
survive.
yeah.
Yes, I that has to be it, because he's been through a lot. I started reading his book, and just a couple chapters. There was a couple excerpts that I could download and read, and I was like floored. I was like, I would have been so freaked out and over the top. I don't even know what I would have done.
I always say people who live traumatic lives and constantly with something so like just deep, you really have to like sit and go, wow, the experience alone for them to heal others is amazing. Because just their words and how they did and put their mind frame into going forward is just incredible as well. And I love to hear stuff like that. It warms my soul, because somebody listening, even if it's one person, that is just a life worth living, even if it's one person.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if it makes a difference for one person, and then, whatever it is that we're talking about, or whatever he's being able to, relay to people, it's worth it. It makes a difference. And that's what we're about, is making a difference in veterans' lives one at a time.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's more than one at a time, but at least one at a time.
Everybody's get in line. Just get in line. Just everybody get in line. Right? So, what is Joel doing? Joel, what is going on with you?
I'm simply doing what I did for you this morning. I was putting, so right now we're on TikTok, and I was just kind of like showing a preview so that you could see and Tracer could see. So we have like a little screen or whatever, but we're on TikTok, and MJ was talking to me about doing TikTok, so I'm going to do it a little bit more religiously and see if it helps us. Well, we'll see how well it works. I met a good friend today on your show, actually. Her name is Kay. She's from Florida. She's married, and she was telling me an amazing story about her husband, how he's had cancer like 3 times, and he's been in remission now for 7 years. And they lost their first child at stillbirth, and now they have 2 kids. And she was telling me about how amazing what we do is. And I told her, I really appreciate it, because people don't understand that when we do this, not only do we not get paid for it, but when we do this, when people come in and they listen to us and they interact with us, it makes us feel good, because we feel that we're serving the community a second chance, a second forum. Like, we have a purpose, and when people listen to us, it helps us. I mean, it helps me. I don't feel so much a leech on society sometimes, and right. Sometimes I know I'm not supposed to feel that way, but hey, you know what? Sometimes you do, and especially if you're a guy, you're always going to second guess yourself. And this gives me purpose, and I was talking.
I know why you said that. I'm going to flip your pattern. Why did you say, especially if you're a guy?
Especially when I'm a guy, because I don't think women have brains, men have penises. That's why. We second guess ourselves. We don't have a brain sometimes. We don't think before we talk.
Joe wants some kind of smooshes from his wife tonight to say these kind of things. But I truly don't believe that the guys are any part of that. I don't believe that. So I I'm really want to dig into that though. I do. I want to dig into why you think that.
What is the second guessing?
No,
I think
that
all
guy's
guys second guess.
No, everybody second guesses.
Wow.
I
don't think
believe everybody second. Terry, what do you think? You think it's a gender thing?
Well, so what I think it is, just me personally, is I think it's more of a like I'm a provider and I need to provide, and if I'm not providing, then I'm not doing what I need to do. So instead of second guessing, I really think it's more of that. Like I feel like I'm not doing what I'm laid out as a man in society to do. And you know, if you're doesn't matter if you're providing dollars or if you're providing, you know, support and services, you're providing. And so I don't think anybody should feel less than if they don't earn a big paycheck, or if they don't go outside and work outside the home, or if they do. I mean, I feel like everyone's contributing in their own way. So I don't feel like it's necessary to, you know, feel like I need to do this thing or that thing. As long as you're doing something to be productive and you're helping people, that's what matters.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Okay, good. It's not a gender thing. I like that.
all right. Well,
Anyhow, so
I'm
Joel,
from charter. I take field trips. Okay, there we go. We can move
How-
on.
so you took Cassie on the cruise. How did Cassie enjoy that cruise?
Oh,
I saw her-
Cassie loved it. She got to swim the dolphins. We got to play checkers with the monkeys. You know,
I
I
think she
mean,
needed that.
huh?
I said maybe she needed that.
She did. I really do. I really think she needed it. You know, it just sucks about going on vacation is whenever you come back from vacation, it's not just one person. Everybody always gets sick when they travel. Me and you talked about that, MJ. Everybody gets sick. So you remember, whenever you go on vacation, always take at least 2 weeks off, a week vacation, and then you're going to need at least a week to recover so that you can go back to work. Yeah, I mean, it's just the obvious thing. I mean, Tracer, you was kind of a little under weather on the ship.
It's allergies.
Allergies, okay. She's such
It was
a
the wind that was blowing in, just gave me a little bit of allergies, but all good.
She's such a toughie. Hey, I tell you what, I don't know if you know about this, but Tracer, so positive, so optimistic. Sometimes it's aggravating, but she's so positive, so optimistic, and she is a toughie. Can you believe she doesn't smoke or drink? She didn't have one lick of alcohol while we was on that trip. I was really impressed.
I don't blame her. I'm not a big alcoholer.
So, but you know, hey, one of the things that we wanted to talk about before we go on break, before we get into like the news and stuff, because we're going to talk about the press release that was sent. It wasn't sent out. It was a fake press release, but come to find out, it's going to be a true press release after Thanksgiving. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about Facebook, social media, how to spot it if it's fake or if it's not fake. Just certain things, because there was a certain incident that happened with the Carnival Cruise that we're going to talk about. That a little girl died, a cheerleader. There's so many rumors, so many stories out there, and we got to caution people when they talk and stuff. Think about their families. I mean, think about their families.
Yeah,
How
can you imagine being Betty White for the last 10 years and every time you turn on Facebook, she's dead?
Right, exactly.
Can you imagine that? I can't.
I don't think she has any family anymore. She was 99. That kind of kills out a generation, but that's another story. But also, another thing that we want to talk about is Die Tired. Die Tired shirts. It's not too late. You can own one too. You can own one too. We're going to bring up the actually the QR code, I think, is already up there. You can hit that QR code. You can order a Die Tired. And remember, it's not about a shirt. It's about a movement. It's about showing people, hey, here, look at this duck. This duck has a story. Weather the storm. If we can teach little kids, if we can teach animals once they talk, if we can teach them how to teach adults that you can weather the storm, I think we'd have a lot less depression and stuff. Holiday season's coming up. That's one of the things that we want to talk about. Especially if you don't have family, it's going to be a lonely month. Okay. I have a dad. I have a wife. I have in-laws, but I have several people. We have several people as part of MBR that don't have family at all. I was talking to them today. He doesn't have a mom. He doesn't have a dad. He doesn't have anybody. He's almost like a foster kid. He doesn't even have a house. I told him if he wanted to come over for Thanksgiving, we would take him to Golden Corral or something, something to hype him up a little bit. Remember, there are people out there like that, especially our military, because that's one of the reasons why we go into the military is because we don't have a whole lot. That's why we went in the military. So keep that in mind, Even though they're not soldiers anymore, they still served, and their problems and their family, it follows them. So keep that in mind. So with that being said, I just wanted to bring that up.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And yes, we do need to be aware of how people are feeling this time of year, because a lot of us are happy because we're getting around family and some of us don't have it. So we need to be thinking of those that don't have family and trying to support them and prop them up.
And if you know somebody that has a kid, because I've done it twice today, I don't even know them. I know that their child is teething. I went on Amazon and I bought them some teething stuff. It just hurts my heart to hear a little kid screaming because they're teething because of the pain and stuff. Something that only costs like $9 or $10. I get it, money's hard, but you know what? It's the season for giving. Reach out, just give them an Amazon. Help a little kiddo out. There's a lot of people out there that are hurting. Let's have some empathy this holiday season.
Absolutely.
For sure. I think we need to go on break. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Let's do it.
All right, let's play Monday by Tyree Woods.
I laid down on Sunday, dreading the morning to be dreading my life. I'm so tired of the paper chase, tired of the average pace, tired of the lies. When I woke up, the sirens wailed just as the ceiling failed. They stayed just in time. Make my way into the streets. No one was watching me. They ran for their lives. This communist feels the sky, and the ground begins to shake. That I'm still alive, but it's just a Monday for me. Who would have thought it'd be the end of the world? Just a Monday for me. Who would have thought it'd be the end of the world? a Monday for me. Who would have thought it'd be the end of the world? Just a Monday for me. Who would have thought it'd be the end of the world? Just a Monday for me. Who would have thought it'd be the end of the world? Just a Monday. I'll be waiting in the morning light. The sun comes up to defeat the night. I'll be waiting in the morning light. I'll be waiting in the morning light. I'll be waiting in the morning light. The sun comes up, it's gonna be alright. I'll be waiting in the morning light. I'll be waiting in the morning light. I'll be waiting in the morning light. The sun comes up, it's gonna be alright. I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. It's just a Monday for me. Who would have thought it'd be the end of the world?
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at mbradio.net.
That is awesome.
And we're missing one.
Yeah. Is the head in the corner that we just can't see?
Right? Is he just hiding? Is he Kilroy where you just see at the top of his head and that's it?
Remember him? Oh,
Yes, I do.
I love drawing him.
Me too. Yeah.
It was easy
I
to get
still
around.
draw it.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Is that your doodle guy?
He is. That, and there's one other one that I draw that I've drawn since high school. And it makes absolutely zero sense, but I draw it anyway.
I was always the ghost or the Pac-Man drawer. Like,
Oh, there you go.
and I put
those are
feet
fun.
and hands on him and a little curly top. So we were taking it out. So while we wait for him, I know that my beautiful Joel, he's not here, but I'm going to play in his honor because he created this
Oh,
thing.
there he is.
Oh, there he is. So I'm going to play it anyway because he's late. So
Don't.
here we go.
This is the official statement from the Department of War. Came out 5 hours ago, supposedly. The Department of War has received serious allegations of misconduct against Captain Mark Kelly, U.S. Navy retired, in accordance with the Uniform Code of Military Justice 10 U.S.C. S. 688 and other applicable regulations. A thorough review of these allegations have been initiated to determine further actions, which may include recall to active duty for court-martial proceedings or administrative measures. These matters will be handled in compliance with military law, ensuring due process and impartiality. Further officials' comments will be limited to preserve the integrity of the proceedings. The Department of War reminds us all individuals that the military retirees remain subject to the UCMJ for applicable offenses and federal laws such as 18 USC S. 2387 prohibits actions intended to interfere with the loyalty, the morale, or the good order and discipline of the armed forces. Any violations will be addressed through appropriate legal channels. All service members are reminded that they have a legal obligation under the UCMJ to obey lawful orders, and the orders are presumed to be lawful. A service member's personal philosophy does not justify or excuse the disobedience of an otherwise lawful order. Okay, so I want to clear some things up real quick now. And this is coming from me talking to one of Senator's friends. Let me remind everybody that the United States, as of right now, Everything has been rumored. The United States did not change the name of the Department of Defense. It is still officially and legally Department of DoD, Defense. There is no Department of War, Department of Warranty, Department of War and reinstated, new military department name change. None of that is real. Here are the facts. The U.S. Department of War ended in 1947. It was replaced in DoD. This is the agency that still exists today. Congress has not voted to bring back the Department of War. There's no legislation, no executive order, no Pentagon announcement. This would be a massive headline news on DoD.gov, WhiteHouse.gov, Congress.gov, AP News, Reuters, Military.com, Stars and Stripes. No such announcement exists. These are Facebook pages that are really blowing up today, especially today with this memorandum. All right, they buy the Meta blue check. They make a parrotive account looking official. This U.S. Department of War page is one of them. The U.S. military does not announce the USCMJ policy changes on random Facebook pages. Changes only come through official DoD press release, military branch POAO, Pentagon briefing, Federal Register, hold on, and Congress legislation, not Facebook. All right. Now, these pages are fake. What is real, though, is they're trying to bust down, say, hey, look, every military personnel that's saying something that affects the morality or affects anything with troops, they're trying to make them face this UCMJ action. Okay. But right now, that hasn't been released. Okay. Is it going to be released after Thanksgiving? Maybe. We don't know. But right now, as of right now, this whole thing is fake. So that's what we need to go by. It's not official. It's just stuff to cause people anger to go between left and right side. I'm really surprised that Trump hasn't came out, and because you know how he is with that Truth Social, he always posts something. Until he posts something on Truth Social, I know that's so sad that we have to wait until Truth Social something he posts. But until he posts something like that, I don't believe this shit. When I saw Pete Haggis with Twitter, when I saw him posting, I made sure to put that through Chat GPT and say, hey, is this true or is this false? No, this is false. This is a parody. People, please remember that just because it's on Facebook or because it's on the internet does not mean that it's true or that it's real. Wait until, like MJ says, comes in the archives of the White House. Wait until it's officially press released on like 9 News or something like that. All this is completely fake. Do not believe it. They people, I don't know why, but people want people to get mad. People want people to get angry and to throw bricks at each other. It's just how it is. So yes, that memorandum is going around. It is fake. So that's the reason why I wanted to bring that up. And, you know, that leads us into the Carnival cruise that we've been seeing all these stories. I
want to back up. Can I back up for 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Before there with that, what you just had there?
Yeah.
Okay. So reading that and understanding the 8 senators who just stood and told the soldiers to stand down and voice your opinion.
Yeah.
That they are looking at charges from the UCMJ. And so I believe that this is connected to those 8 senators. I understand it says veterans, this, that, and the other, but they're also doing that investigation. So I think the politeness is trying to say, you took an oath and you need to stand clear on that oath.
Yes. It is on NPR that that the Pentagon is doing an investigation into Mark Kelly for for that statement about illegal orders.
Yeah,
Right.
there's 8 of them.
Right.
And so I truly believe this is what sparked this. And until you can get, I don't know if it's the DOJ or who it is, but whoever it is who's looking at, the discipline actions of these senators, I believe that they're finding that. I just wanted to make that connection to what you posted, because it is on the news. It is talking about the UCMJ, especially with Kelly.
And I'm not saying that it isn't. I'm just saying that the press release,
Right.
that's fake.
Right.
That's
right.
fake.
Right.
That's like overstepping. Okay, it might happen. It could happen, but right now, as it stands, it's fake.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
So that person might just want to get a jump on things and be the first of the first, and
They just want to start trouble.
Right. He's speaking before. Right. Well, it's the division. It's the division of the social media from the radical sides of both sides. It's very divisional.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, hey, look, I was in Iraq. There was no news, no nothing. So we thought it was funny when we told the people, hey, Britney Spears got in a wreck. Lindsay Lohan was driving, we thought it was funny, that shit spread like wildfire.
Right.
But just remember that whenever you hear news like this, chances are they're making a mountain out of a molehill, and that's what this is.
They always do.
Yeah.
Political sciences is one of the best examples of embellishings.
Right, exactly. I mean, hell, look at the Epstein list. That went very far,
So so I want to bring that one up because there are so many people. Why does it, like I asked my husband, in the long run, when that list is released, why does it matter to you if you're not involved in it? What business is it of anybody's if you're not involved in it? What judgment? So you're doing this for the American public or the world public to judge somebody? Are we going to judge these people now? Like, and Ozzy, my husband, he was like, they were kids. I go, not all of them were. I understand there has to be corrective actions. I also understand that there is sick people in the world. And I also understand that we need to remove them. But the anxiousness and the overall of these files being released, why? Why are people so anxious for it is going to bring downfall to so many families, so many people's lives. Mm-hmm. And for that matter, I truly, my heart hurts for the world because it's going to hit so hard. And I don't know why people want this.
Because they whenever a president gets into office, any president gets in office. I saw it with Bush. I saw it with Obama. Bush was, the lies about the Iraq War. Okay. Obama was about the birth certificate. Bill Clinton, being in the literal Oval Office doing the unthinkable. Okay. Whenever somebody's in the Oval Office or in the presidency that they don't want, every single time I hear impeachment. In fact, every single president that we've gotten in the office, in the seat, impeachment always comes up. It's because people aren't happy. It's almost like when we got ready to vote and people asked me, hey, did you vote today? Yeah, probably not the way you wanted me to vote. You're going to press me to vote, but you're probably not going to like who I'm voting for. So I don't know why you're pressing me to vote. It's like nobody's ever happy when anybody ever votes. It's just how it is.
Okay.
But that's the reason why.
May I ask you, not you, general you, everybody in general, including myself, the amount of attacks that has been one-sided against Trump, the attacks on this man.
Yeah.
If you don't think Obama had any leverage of this, because it started with Obama, if you don't think that he had any leverage, especially with the Russian collusion and the FBI and the CIA and everybody against Trump, how can we possibly fathom that anybody would think that Trump is in those files? Because then the next party came into play, which is the Biden era. They had how many years themselves? And trust me, if it was going to be something about Trump, they would have redacted that shit, especially with Comey and all those other people who hated him. Strzok, they would have found this information because he was already arrested. He was already taken in by the Obama administration. So I don't believe the theory about Trump. They always have something. They don't have anything on Trump with this.
But they're looking for it.
They can look for it all they want. And Trump, on the very first day, he already signed the bill to release, and that's when they released them. And then he said he didn't, but he did. The very first day he signed in, he released the JFK files. He released the Epstein files.
But the DOJ was holding back.
He can't control the DOJ or the FBI or the CIA. So their squanders, their mouths aren't making sense. And again, here we are. What does it in public have to do? Now, I understood my husband's comment, and he's like, if I am politically voting for somebody who is a pedophile, that changes my deception. It's skeletons out of the closet that changes my true deception. And I was like, there are so, and then I go, okay, answer me this then. Why do men and women cheat on their spouse? They're just as guilty. So if you're judging on the guiltness, he goes, I'm judging on the pedophiling. I said, okay, I can understand. However, there weren't just pedophilers on that island. There were older people as well. So what is the difference from my old industry that I left going to all these islands to do exactly what they were doing? And it's not far. I don't know if you realize it's not far from one of the biggest fishing grounds there is. So this is why I know a little bit, but not enough. And I'm scared to death. Like, I don't want to see the people for 25 years, 28 years names on that list. It would really devastate me. It would devastate me because then I would have to swallow my judgment, right? That's just me. But I can see the devastation it's going to cause. I see the devastation in my friends when their spouses cheat on them. I can already feel that heart. So that's why I'm asking, what good is this going to do? Is it going to have an army of people for those tormented victims, those beautiful girls, to have revenge? And then revenge is sought how? I have a hard time. I do. And I look for people to give me a reason why. Because every radio I'm choosing, it is a detriment. It's a judgment. It's a detriment. And it's just God awful. I don't know. Truth always bites.
Now, if there's people on TikTok that are listening, because we have quite a few people on TikTok, if there's people on TikTok that have an opinion about this, feel free. Talk to us. Tell us.
Yeah.
Please,
I'm open because I just think it's unhealing. And I want to know your opinion. Why?
My opinion is, I think that it doesn't matter if it was Trump, it doesn't matter if it was Biden, because I saw the shit when Biden was here, chasing after ice cream trucks. They're going to do whatever they got to do to try to get him out of office. Okay. Bill Clinton, he had sexual relations with a woman in the presidency. I mean, if you're in the presidency, I believe you should be able to do anything that you want. But evidently, it's a no-go. It's a no-no. So, all right, that's a no-go. But they tried everything in their power to get him out of office. It's all about a power trip, I feel. It's not about helping the American people. It's about whose party is in power. As long as that party is in power, hey, we're good. Everything's fine. No fair play. Nothing's wrong here. No, see, go. As long as they're in power. Now, when the other person's in power, then we have a problem because, You know, for 4 years, I didn't hear nothing but gripes from Republicans. And then now, for the last 4 years, I've heard nothing but gripes from the radical left. You know, I don't even call them Democrats anymore. I call them the radical left.
Well, they're
That's
not
exactly
your
what
mom and dad's Democrat Party. They're not the party of the people.
Oh,
for
I agree with
hardworking
that.
unions. They're
I
not.
agree with that.
at all.
Democratic Party is not the same that it was 10 years ago.
No. Terry, what's your take? You're kind of quiet.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a double-edged sword. You know, you're kind of darned if you do, and you're darned if you don't. I think to your husband's point about, I'd like to know if the person I'm voting for, what they find entertaining, and if entertaining is little kids, then I'm not going to vote for them, because that's going to sway my vote 100%. Because that shouldn't be like that. I mean, if they cheated on their spouse or whatever, then they've got their own conscience to deal with. It's not against the law necessarily, but doing things to kids is. So if it's a matter of they've done things to little kids, then they should be held to the standard of, you get what you get when you do things like that. And you shouldn't get into office if that's your mentality and that's your mindset. If you think you're above the law, you shouldn't be in office. And so I would like to know that, just because I don't think they should be voted into office. Now, will it ruin a lot of lives? Yes, I agree that it will. And that's where the double-edged sword comes in. So innocent bystanders or collateral damage with the families, that comes into play. And I'm definitely heartbroken for those families if there is somebody like that on the list, and you know, they love their dad, their mom, whoever it is, and they find out their mom or dad has done this, then they're going to be devastated, because I would be if I was the person in those shoes.
No, I feel bad for the person that voted no. The one person. It's like, hey, please throw me under the bus. There was one person that voted no, and his name came out, and it was from Louisiana, and it was Senator Higgins. Yes. And I'm like, man, I feel bad for him. Like, I literally wanted to call him up and go, dude, can I send you a fruit basket? I mean, I really feel bad for him, because he literally he voted on his conscience, you know. I truly believe that he voted, yeah, I want to know this, but maybe I don't want to know. Who's to say that the person to the right or the person to the left of me, they're not on that list? I'm not going to ask them if they're on that list, but do I want them to be, you know, thrown under the bus in public? No, because people make mistakes in the past.
I think that they could have done this. They made this very political.
They did, yes. I agree.
This has nothing to do with politics. This has to do with their own personal whatever. The problem is that these senators, especially Democrat senators, have taken funding. And that's why it ended up in such a news media thing. But, you know, I just think that when the world is demanding a president to do something that is, you know, they say about above the law. Well, if he demands the releases, but they're redacted because there's still court systems going on in civil courts, what do you want him to really do? I mean, seriously. And he's talking about a double-edged sword. He's in it. He was, you know, they said, oh, he's not releasing because he's in it. Now, when he releases it, they're going to be pissed off because of something else. Like, he's not going to win with us. And Higgins, God love that man, because he probably has a soul conscience that nobody else has, that's seeing that you're going to cause a lot of devastation. Right. Keep it private. Keep it with the family. This has nothing to do with the general public. However, I agree that if you're going to run politically and you're going to run for the people, I truly want to know your true colors. Yes. I would like, that makes sense to me. And I agree that if you're going to run, but there's so, like my fisherman friends, that's your soul. You don't, you know, and those names, they're going to be so far out. And I feel for them. I feel for some of these people, because did they make a mistake, or did they get peer pressure into doing something with the guys? did they, I don't know. Even the women who were there, there's women who were on that island.
Yes.
So it's truly going to make a breach that I don't care how much money you have in the world, you're just as guilty as the rest, and you should be punished by the court system of law and order. I'm not going to sit here and place judgment on these people for making mistakes, because I know so many people who have crossed that boundary. I was telling my husband, and I was like, I remember being 18 and falling in love with this 16-year-old. I love this kid. Like, okay.
Jeez.
Yeah.
We got Jordan.
I did. And so what? Now I'm a pedophiler because I had somebody under 18 years old? That's a bridge. That's a bridge. And they're like, MJ, that's not what they're talking about. They're talking like these 50-year-olds, taking 14-year-olds. I go, an adult is an adult. Mm-hmm. If I was 19 or 20 years old, he still would have been he would still have been a minor. So where's that cutoff? Where's the trajectory? Now, these girls that got kidnapped, they have every right to freaking throw the book at Epstein and whatever her name is, Maxwell. You know what I mean? They have every right. And then holding them as sex slaves, they have every right. And the people who knew that they were being held under their own will, Prince Andrew, the other guy, can't remember, he quit whatever college, I can't remember his name. Like they knew this. They knew that they brought shame to the family. So they were already stepping it, and you'll start seeing them fold. They're going to start stepping out of office, stepping out of this, they're not going, this is the end. Well, Trump derangement syndrome is going to end, and now you're stepping out of office? That doesn't even make sense. So I think Higgins was dead on it, having a soul, where the rest of these people, I don't know. I think they should be made aware of, like what's her name? Plensky, who was in a hearing about the damn freaking situation and is answering. And then she says some kind of comment about, well, you have to keep your enemies in front of you. That's not what you were doing, you lying sock. No. Now, see, this is where you get into, and it gets very angry, and you get, how can you even make that consciously, that statement? And we're not even into the thick of it.
Right?
It's scary. It's scary. But I believe that. I believe that if you're going to run for an office, then you need to be aware of everything underneath your belt. And they always bring it up at debates anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. And I still believe that they're barking up their own tree. They want to bring up these papers and stuff. And, the two people that I know that are on there that nobody's talking about,
Smoke
Clinton
screen.
and Obama.
Smoke screens.
Yeah, Clinton and Obama are on there.
Oprah's on there.
Yeah.
How many times is Oprah going? How come there's missing girls from her freaking...
Justin Bieber's on there. I mean, come on, people. And how old was Justin Bieber when that happened? I mean, come on, But hey, look, it's just one of those things where they're bringing up anything and everything because they want this guy out of office.
That's correct.
Mean, that's just
the only thing they have on is Trump's name's mentioned more than 1,000 times in all the emails, but they don't tell you, talking about how to take him down, how to win over him, how to dominate, how to impeach him. If you actually read the stuff, yes, that's exactly what they're talking about. So twist that narrative again, just like your girl in Texas who tried to twist the Jeffrey, what's his name? Epstein. What was that in Texas, Terry? Some Skockett, what's her name?
Amy Swanson Simpson, that is way off.
I'm not even sure.
What's the black girl's name? The senator? Sprocket?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I have to Google that. I don't know.
She went and she talked about, she goes, I had my people. No, you know what they did? They did a Google search. I think her name's Sprocket. Brockett? Come on. What's her name?
Hold on.
Senator in Texas, African American girl. Jasmine Crockett.
Crockett. Yeah, Crockett.
Jasmine Crockett. So she went in front of the senators and named Bush and named all these people, and even made the comment that they took money, right? And it was a Republican that took the money from Jeffrey Epstein. Now she made this comment and she's a lawyer, and God dang it, she uses words to trick the mind of the public. So basically she wanted not the overachiever, obviously. She wanted the common people who are just watching the news to get infuriated with the Republican Party, because as it came down, she named the senator that took a donation to run in his race. It happened to be a Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who happened to be, I think, a podiatrist or some shit, and gave him the money and wrote as defamation of character that this was the donation if you did your homework right. I go, that's pretty sick. Now, that's pretty sick to cause division and scrutiny on the Senate floor, and you knew damn well it wasn't the same Jeffrey Epstein. That's disgusting. Disgusting. Yeah. That's judgment. I know. I cancel, clear, delete. But I'm just saying that should not be allowed. The should. I just said should too. Man, this show. Yeah. So again, that is a very large topic. It is a disgusting topic. It's a topic that we had to do with Weinstein. We had to do it with Cosby. These are people who had power with money. Mm-hmm. Power with money. Look at.
And there's a lot of people that was for Bill Cosby too. Like they were just like O.J. Simpson. There was a lot of people that that supported his
truth.
Yeah,
right. They believed his truth, but his truth, unfortunately, as it's coming into fruition, is not true. Because even the dad, after how many years, just won that civil lawsuit. After how many years? That is just grotesque again. So it boils down to my heart's broken, but now, if you pay me money, we're going to be better. That doesn't work in my philosophy either. Put your ass in jail. Go sit and rot where you can't make money, and let's then talk. Maybe that's judgment on my side, but there has to be some type of law in order for people to understand they can't do this. It's just not good. Anyway,
are we wanting to go on another break, or are we going to play this through?
I think we should play it through.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, let's play it through.
All right. So Terry, what do you want to talk about?
Well, Joel was wanting to talk about that cruise ship murder. So
okay, Joel,
let's let him have the floor on that.
Let's take the Sherlock Holmes view of Carnival Cruise.
Well, I when I was talking to the Bat computer today, I was telling him what my thoughts were, and he said, whatever you do, don't go on beyond the headlines and talk about what you think happened, stuff like that. You can talk about the facts. They're still investigating. Keep in mind, everybody, that there's so many pages out there, groups. If the page or group that you're looking at that has this information, if it has less than 2,000 or 3,000 followers, okay, chances are it's just a fake page that they just bought like a verification. Okay, look for reliable resources before you believe anything. Honestly, like TMZ, hell, I don't like them. I'm sure MJ don't like them. Tracer don't like them. But even like the New York Post has more legitness in their name than some of these pages on Facebook. Don't believe all the shit that they bring up. This is the only thing that they know. The only thing that they know that's truthful is that this little girl, they went to the room after dinner. She wasn't feeling good. She was sharing a room with a 16-year-old, which was her stepbrother, which I'm not going to judge, but that doesn't sound right anyways. But anyways, so they're sharing a room, and her brother, her biological brother, he left the room to change swim trunks or something. It was him, and it was this girl left. He left. There were strangle marks. That's the real cause of the death, was the choke bar. Okay. She was wrapped. That's a red flag right there. She was wrapped in bed linen, and she was dumped underneath the bed of a Carnival Cruise bed where like the life rafts and stuff. And then he went to bed and slept. That's another red flag. Okay. Other than that, that's the only thing that they know. There's rumors that has been reported that have said that her stepbrother has been eyeing her for years and has a fixation of her. That stuff's not proven. You know, there's so much junk out there, and I don't want to cause rumors. I don't want to bring all this up for the family, because I know that if I was a father, I wouldn't want that shit brought up.
Right.
You know? So all I'm going to say is let the investigators investigate. Let's not get out the Facebook Sherlock Holmes microscopes. All right. They don't need any help. Make sure before you share anything or before you comment, because when you comment, you're just engaging in that social media post. Make sure that it's legit. Make sure that there's enough followers. Make sure that it's truly a verified source. I know a lot of people don't like ChatGPT, but the great thing about ChatGPT, it is very good for this. If you clip it or screenshot it and put it in ChatGPT, it will tell you if it's fake or not. It will tell you if it's a parody or not. That is one thing that I do like about ChatGPT. Okay. Don't use it as a psychologist, which, you know, I do. So, you know, that's me telling you not to do something that I do. But if you screenshot something and you send it to ChatGPT, it will tell you if it's true or false. And if it's false, don't share it. And I can tell you right now, I don't know Bo Nix personally. I don't even know Peyton Manning personally. But I guarantee you that all these stories that you hear about Peyton Manning doing this with kids, or Bo Nix upset with Trump doing this, or he's upset with Wicker for blocking the Richard Starr Act, which that's just a whole nother story. Okay. All that stuff, don't believe it. It's fake. These players, they don't have time to do that shit. All right. Well, these players, they get up at 3:30 in the morning. They're usually in the gym for like 4 or 5 hours. They do swim laps. They do weightlifting. They do a periodic diet and all that stuff. And yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up. And hey, make sure you guys stay tuned. Oh no, he doesn't have a show tonight.
He doesn't.
He's taking it off, Tracer.
Yeah, he's taking a radio day.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I love
that. Ruined your
Josh's
evening plans? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I watch his show.
That's a good show.
I'm kind of a fan of his and this person called MJ. Kind of a fan of their show. I really enjoy this show.
Well,
I was talking about Michael Jackson MJ. I'm teasing. All right, let's go ahead and wrap it up, you girls. I'm glad everybody's back, and I have a lot of fun with you guys. So
have a lot of fun because we're gonna see you in your little hometown.
Hell yeah!
We're
gonna have ice cream, and we're gonna freeze underwear and bras. We're gonna have a slumber party.
Cold cups all the way. Happy Thanksgiving, folks, and we will see you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in
to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.